Good evening, friends, fellow channel members. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, the weather's a bit rubbish for Spain, isn't it? Look at the weather. We've got low cloud. We've got rain sweeping across. And when I was setting this up a few hours ago, the weather was a lot better. It's. Do you know what? It looks like it does outside my actual window here in Yorkshire right now. So I thought we'd go to Spain for a bit of nice weather, and it turns out that has backfired. So, well, never mind. But yes, we are on a different aircraft tonight. So recently, you may have caught the video that we did looking at the Headwind A330, recently updated. And I said we'd not flown it for a while, and so thought, well, why not give it a try? And so, yeah, here we are. That's in fact, let's just quickly look outside and I'll show you. So this is the rubbish weather that we've got. The rain is coming in, visibility has dropped, but our aircraft still looks very, very nice. And this is really cool TAP livery as well, lots of detail, which sure you'll agree, very, very good livery. Now, in terms of the flight that we're doing, Madrid down to Portugal, which isn't a long flight, obviously it's about an hour. Why on earth are we in a 330-900 Neo? Well, that is because in the past, TAP Portugal have actually used this aircraft for this route for a couple of reasons. Either because it's just a high density route sometimes in the summer, or pilot training. So yes, this huge aircraft has flown this short route in real life in the past, so I thought that'd be a great one to replicate. So let's see who we got in the chat as well. Hey guys, from a few of you coming in, I recognise from yesterday. Hey Minimums Nick, good to see you as well. Kristen Starmer, hello, good to have you on board. Jets V27, good evening, thank you for joining us. High Sky Aviation, I hope you're doing well. David, good evening to you. David, have you just asked, do I only drink Yorkshire tea? I do. Even when I go away with me, if I'm stopping in a hotel, I'll throw a couple of Yorkshire tea bags in the hotel, in the overnight bag, for obvious reasons. It's just the best. Sam Aviation Guy, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well too. And did I see Mr. Furry in the chat? Hey Dark, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sub 4303, does the aircraft have a fly-by-wire A320X immersion? Yes, it does. But it's actually built and based upon their systems. So everything that you get in the 3 to NX, you've got here as well. Minimums Nick, we are on VATSIM, of course. David, you actually quite like the weathering on the livery. Yes, it's nice. Yeah, you don't want a perfectly clean aircraft. How often do you see a perfectly clean aircraft? Not unless you're lucky enough to find one that's brand new. So yeah, that's exactly right. It's a bit of a mucky looking aircraft. So nice and realistic. So yeah, our flight time today is 1 hour and 3 minutes, and that is with a massive headwind as well tonight. So yeah. Swimplime, good evening, says you have this aircraft, however you're not an Airbus specialist, so you're here to learn. Well, learning via live streams is probably a good way, because you get to see things in real terms, whereas the videos and the tutorials that we have here on the channel, if you are looking for Airbus philosophy, then please do go and check those out. But there's just something a bit different with live streams, a lot more interactive. If you see something, or I do something, or you want to know about something, well, perfect time to ask. Alpha 212, I think I've got it set to realistic, the turbulence settings. Dark, you're over there on stand 572. I have no idea where that is. We're at terminal 2, which is stand T20, I think. Do you know what? I can't even read it because of the rain. Do the windscreen wipers work on this thing? Oh, well, they work, but they don't. They're the smallest windscreen wipers in the world. That's useless. Forget that. So yeah, here we are. So in terms of the flight, then we will check that out. I've just dropped my iPad. I'm lucky that didn't land on something that quit the sim. So let me just bring up the operational flight plan. We can check this out for ourselves. Here we go. Yep, there. So we've got TAP 21 Mike I call sign tonight. This massive aircraft. We are taking a payload of just over 28 tons, massively underloaded as well, as you would expect, so I'm not too worried about our landing weight. Our takeoff weight also well below our max landing weight, so that's of no consequence. Faro is the alternate. We have a flight number of 2 on my mic, I've already said that. Cost index is 63, cruising at 33. Yeah, look at that headwind. Look at that headwind. So that's going to be slowing us down. Valid only for headwind version 05 or above. Yeah, that's quite a nice remark. Yeah, so SimBrief, they do have the headwind do have their own SimBrief profile for this aircraft, which is quite nice. So that is obviously what we're using. So just bringing this up first of all to note, we've got 14 left. We may get 14 right. It's a slightly shorter tax if we get 14 right. So we might contact ATC before going to set up the box. Just because we've no point setting it up if it's going to be wrong. And then we're coming out on runway 20 into Lisbon, which isn't the normal runway. That's not the one that takes us over the nice scenic Mediterranean. So yeah, different way in for us tonight. Plug fuel is just under 11 tons. CNR is 46. Anyone wondering what CNR is? That's basically, if your fuel gets to that point, you need to decide what you're going to do and stick to it. So I'm just checking the grid moorers. There's no terrain on our flight today, so nothing like that. Let's have a look at the weather then. So you can just see Madrid is dropping down a little bit in the weather. I'm looking at Faro's weather. It is just Cat 1 minimums based on the visibility, so that's alright. I was just looking at the ceiling there, 400, that's not great. So yeah, Lisbon looks fine, with a nice 10 knot crosswind as well as we're coming in. So that's cool. The weather forecast then, let's just check what's happening at Lisbon. So they've also got light drizzle and rain, bit of mist, currently few clouds, 200 feet broken, 400 feet, and we can see that we spoke about this last night, the temperature of the dew point, they're the same, so that's going to bring in that mist. There's also tempo gusts of up to 30 knots tonight, which would probably blow away that mist, to be fair. But looks like it could be an interesting landing, this one. Could be LVPs in place and a gusty landing to boot. So yeah, could be very interesting. We'll see how this plays out. Maybe take a little bit of extra fuel for some go-arounds and whatnot. Faro looks pretty similar, actually. They don't do Cat 3 autolands, they've only got Cat 2 minimums there. And we've got Porto, that's gusty, that's light rain, that's few clouds at 200 feet as well, overcast 1,000 feet. So, not beautiful Portuguese weather this evening. Seville's fine. But yeah, so definitely going to be looking at taking a bit of extra fuel. Just going through the NOTAM, see if there's anything here that is of any consequence to us. So runway 14 right is closed, but that's later on, so that's okay. ILS 3 to the left is on test, not usable, that's fine. And then what we've got, anything at Lisbon for us? No, nothing. So that's alright, no NOTAMs to worry about either. Let's just have a quick look at the en route weather. So that's our flight route, and then lower level we've got a little bit of icing during the climb out, and looks like we'll also maybe have a little bit of turbulence as well. So let's just look at the high level. Oh, to be fair, we're going to clear that turbulence. That's more towards Madrid, and we're leaving that. And there's the jet stream causing that massive headwind, so that's not in our favour this evening. Yeah, that could be an interesting landing tonight. So let's just decide on what fuel we're going to take. Well, we're massively underloaded, so I'm not worried about taking any extra fuel. That's not going to push us over our maximum landing weight. So plug is 10. This thing burns up fuel, obviously a lot more than a little 320. So let's round that up. We're going to take 15 tons of fuel overall, and I think that should be fine for us. Carlos says the women would do an FCU working with the Headwind. So I don't use WinWing or Wing Control, as they've now rebranded themselves. I use Wing Flex. The Wing Flex McDo does not, but the Wing Flex MCDU, all of this, so my hardware is working for that. So yeah, that's fine, which is good. It's what I want. So. Cool, right, let me just grab the ATIS. This is another little feature as well, of course, just to save a little bit of time if we want to. Oh, ATIS has got, ATC's gone offline. Oh, that's really annoying. That's really annoying. Okay, well in that case then let's just get the latest weather information. We'll do it this way. So is that the latest weather? Just check 1930. Yeah, so it's 8 minutes old. So latest weather information we've got there. We've got 210 at 9. So yeah, the 14 still in use for our departure. Visibility is 9,000 meters. Obviously raining, scattered 16, broken 22, overcast 6,000. Temperature is 5 degrees. So with those temperatures and the rain, we'll have anti-ice on for our departure. QNH is 1004, and yeah, there we've got a tempo rain as well. So yeah, swim climb. They changed. What did they rebranded, didn't they? How long ago was that? Not long ago, only about a month ago. So it's still fairly fresh. Mr. Fortune Plane, is this better than the Inbuilt A330? Do you know? It's one of those that there's lots of things that are better in this. There's lots of things that's better in the 330. In the Inbuilt 330, the Inbuilt 330 flight deck looks much better, I have to be honest, and it's more accurate. But in terms of from a systems depth point of view, I think this one just edges it. So yeah, okay. Well, in that case then, what we're going to do is we are going to plan for a 1-4 right departure. That gives us a slightly shorter taxi as well. So before we go any further then, let's check our aircraft out, make sure it's behaving. So usual stuff: spoilers, flaps, parking brake is set and confirmed. We have the landing gear down obviously, and acupressure is in the green, and the overhead, we're on external power. Packs are off, pumps are off, APU is off, seatbelt sign is off. That is fine. Okay, so in terms of setting this up, I think I've got GSX integration all set up for this. So if we go to payload, that is the planned, that is current cargo, 0 fuel weight, and I'm going to, so payload sync is enabled. The fuel, however, I'm going to do myself. So if we then go to, if we go to the fuel page, there we go. So yeah, let's just refuel, and we'll do it in real time. And I've just said we're going to take, what did I say? We're going to take 16 tons, no, sorry, 15 tons of fuel. And it's not going to take very long, so we'll do the refueling now. So refueling is underway. Payload then, I want to start boarding. So GSX payload sync is enabled, and I don't think this actually works from the from here itself. I think we still have to use the GSX menu on the toolbar for that. So if we request boarding, we'll use Swissport. I think that should then start to work. Yeah, that rain is actually, that's not a little bit of rain, that is it? It's quite a bit. So yeah, there we go. GSX boarding has started, and there's the moving jetway. So I think it's Latin VFR's Madrid tonight airport that we've got, and cargo doors are open as well. Bulk's open. Perfect. Refueling in progress. Excellent. Right. Let's see who's on cabin crew tonight. Hey guys, we're just about getting set up here. Who's on in the cabin crew this evening? Andrew, there was ATC. Sadly, I'm afraid they've just logged off. So sorry about that, my friend.
The cabin crew for this flight includes Georgina, stationed in the rear galley, and a team of 20 fabulous crew members ready to serve.
20 for such a short trip. That's impressive. Okay, so we've got Georgina on tonight. Fantastic. Right then, guys, if you want to start boarding, then we'll get going as soon as we can. Try and remain on time this evening. Right, so
Acknowledged beginning boarding process.
that QNH was 1004. Set that
Welcome
on standby.
aboard TAP Air Portugal flight 1021. We're just about to set off on our journey from Barajas Airport in Spain to Humberto Delgado Airport in Portugal. Brazil. It's a lovely 72 gigabytes outside, and we'll be cruising at a height of 500 marshmallows. So sit back, relax, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at @SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land.
You can actually follow Georgina as well on
Just checking
Instagram.
in about our fabulous crew of 20. Everyone's ready to serve and spread some joy.
I do like Georgina. Okay, so that's fine. Acupressure's in the green. The QNH is 1004, so that's set. Let's now start setting up the box. So, usual stuff. We've got valid air cycle updated today, of course. So onto our init request. Let's get that sorted. Hi Said, last time you asked about the headwind versus inner building today. We're flying this beauty, we are indeed. FMA 7483, just in from work, prepping tea, having a couple of beers in the fridge. That sounds like a great way to finish the day. You can enjoy your drinks on board our fabulous A330-900 Neo aircraft this evening. So we are off to Porto, no we're not, we're off to Lisbon, Faro. Alternate costing X63, that's brought in. Ground temperature 11, that's not correct. Let's update that. And the Tropo is 37234. That's not a million miles away. Happy to leave that. So boarding is underway, and we want to check out IRS in it. 286 north, 334.1 west. We should also be able to read those over there. I can't read those. I need someone to clean that for me. It looks pretty close. I'll ask the FO to go out and have a look. But yeah, they're all aligned. They're fine. So we've got the 3 nav greens as well. Just check IRS. 3 nav greens. Perfect. All right. So we're going to get off the slightly shorter taxi tonight of 14. Right, we're on the CCS 4, I think it's going to be the CCS 4 Bravo. Let me just check that, because we were going to be a CCS 4 Victor, but I've changed the runway, so 1 minute. Change the runway, we're now on 4 right, so our departure is CCS 4 Bravo. Let me check that looks accurate. Yep, that is correct. So just updating my notes here in front of me. Insert that, and then for the arrival into Lisbon this evening, we're ILS 20. Coming in on Apollo 3 Bravo, and that will come in via UpCat, I think. Again, let me just quickly check the charts on that. We'll have the charts up on screen for when we're doing the brief, but just whilst I'm programming the box. Yep, UpCat is the final point, so that's fine. And I am just going to check. We've got UpCat as the last point on there. There it is, UpCat, and then top V, that's part of the ILS approach. So, cool. David asked Tony to go out and check. As long as I don't have to get wet, that's the pilot flying privilege. So yeah. Minimum Nick, have I got the radio management panel from Rosefire? You're thinking of buying it. I can't remember if we have reviewed that yet. I have literally just received the weather panel. The new 1-on-1 scale, which is very impressive. I've not got the 1-to-1 scale radio management panel from Rosefire at the moment, or have I? Honestly, I'll look to see if we've done a review on that. But But yeah, we've got. I am looking forward to their next batch of hardware coming through because the build quality is far superior than anything they've brought out previously. FlySim Jim, is there much calibration with the side stick and throttles, etc.? So McDo EFIS FDU from WingWing work, or is it all by mouse? So at the moment, I don't use WingWing or any of their hardware. I've got WingFlex. At the moment, the box doesn't work. The radio panel doesn't work, but the FCU and EFIS do work. So I think it's just a case of they need to just update hardware, don't they? Well, sorry, their software. Okay, so that is 304 miles in the box, and I have got 337 miles, so that is perfect. Lovely. Okay, so then if I just have a look at the departure charts, and then we'll get the charts on screen for you guys to check. I'm just having a look. Transition altitude here is 13,000 feet. Initial climb is also 13,000 feet. And we'll get CCS hard tuned in the RadNav page, as that's our first waypoint if we have to fly it in anger. Okay, and now on to the init B page. Now, in order to get what we got here, 0 fuel weights, 0 fuel weight CFGs, let's check out the payload page and see if this all works. So we have got a planned 0 fuel weight CFG of 2348. And we've got a takeoff weight CFG planned 24, call it 24.5 for our performance figures. That's fine. So our 0 fuel weight tonight is 155.3. Always freaks me out typing numbers in that big when I'm so used to the 320. The 0 fuel weight CFG is 23.4. No, it isn't. It's 23.5. Fuel for our alternate this evening is, we'll call that 3 tons. Will that allow us to enter it in now? It might not do. It's a different box, so we might have to do fuel planning and then enter it in. So block fuel 9.1, and we're taking 15 tons. So that is plenty. Just let it update itself. Andrew, flight time tonight is about an hour. Right, let's update that alternate fuel now to 3 tons. Should allow us to do that. Just has to recalculate. There we go. So that gives us a takeoff weight then of 169.8. And we've got an extra 1 hour 23 minutes flight time. We also have to put in the headwind for this. So we've got a headwind of 81 according to our flight plan. That will update this as well. Hey DCGert, you've got the Rosefire A105 all-in-one radio management panel. DCGert, we have reviewed that. I'm certain I've got that somewhere. So yes, if you want to check that out, anyone who's interested, have a look. And we also, for all the Rosefire stuff, there's discount codes, loads of discount codes on the channel as well. So make sure you find the review or look in our Discord server, and you can get the Rosefire stuff cheaper. Boarding completed. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got an extra 1 hour 10 minutes flight time available with us, so that's good. Right, on to our performance page then. Now, this is where we do not have a takeoff performance calculator on this, so we're just going to have to toga it, I think. So that's sadly one of the things that lets this aircraft down. There's no takeoff performance calculator. Now it will calculate these itself.
Myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew. I'd like to take this time.
We'll go flaps 2 for departure.
We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see
no flex.
On our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more
why is it not going to give us any V-speed?
Welcome aboard.
I don't want to flex. We've got the flaps in there. Alright guys, how do we get any V-speeds for this thing? With no takeoff calculator. Have I got to make them up? You could use the takeoff performance calculator in Flight Sim 24 tablet if you want. Could do. I've never used that actually. The cockpit is very shiny, Jim. It's a brand new aircraft. Yeah. Either that or it's greasy fingers on the buttons. Yeah. Let's have a look and let me check. Have I got... I was just having a look to see if SimBrief had provided us with any takeoff calculations. It's not. So... do you know what? Very unprofessional. We're going to make these up. Actually, it's wet runway figures, isn't it? It's wet runway figures. So, let's go with low V speeds and then VR of 1. We'll go with 145. So I haven't got SimBrief open. I've got the what do you call it? I've got the OFP available, but I've not got SimBrief open. I'm not too worried about that. But yes, if people want to fly this aircraft, then maybe use the SimBrief takeoff performance calculations, because this doesn't have a takeoff performance calculator. The InnyBuilds one does though. So again, this is where it sort of swings and roundabouts as to which one you prefer. So yeah, cool. Then we'll leave that as a toga. Now, in terms of engine out stuff, let me just have a look, see if we've got any engine out stuff for Madrid. I don't fly from Madrid very often, so it's not one that I know. Is this available? So Madrid, we're on 1-4 right. Oh, we do, right. Oh, there we go. Thrust reduction acceleration is 2995. 2995. 2995 as well for engine out acceleration. Hopefully, no, won't need that. And engine out procedure is non-standard. So, 3,000 feet. It is a left turn to Tobec, and we'll enter the hold. 4-7 right turns. So the secondary flight plan, this is quite a new addition for the Headwind aircraft to have this actually working. So we've got that in. We want to We'll get that in there. Take up the hold. Inbound 047 and right turns. New destination. Back here. And then I think they're using runway 18. We'll look at landing 18 left if we need to. ILS 18 left Zulu. No star. And Novia. So just check what that looks like. Yep, so there's our departure. There is the turn to Tobec, where we'll enter the hold, and we've got the ILS procedure in there as well. Fantastic. Jet 320 Sim delivery is from flightsim.to. There are loads of liveries on there, and the aircraft also comes with its own set of liveries as well, if anyone's checking those out as well. Cool. Alright, so happy with that. We're getting ready to go soon. Let's get that APU fired up. Just whilst I'm doing that, refueling, 15 tons, perfect. And we want to check that's all balanced, which it is. So they can come Why is that battery off? Not quite sure why that battery was off, but anyway. Start the APU. Seatbelt signs are on. Verge Pilot, hello my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. It's very bright, isn't it, this flight deck? Very bright indeed. Turn it down a little bit. Okay, so let's look at the brief then. So just starting with the weather. It's obviously raining quite a bit now, so with that we'll need anti-ice on for departure. We have got wet. We've planned for wet V speeds for departure, so that's fine. Low level cloud again. That's why we've got anti-ice on. Weather en route. A little bit of anti-ice throughout the climb, but then after that, I believe it should be decent weather all the way to Lisbon. Aircraft is A330-900 Neo. Everything, as far as I'm aware, is working. The NOTAMs, none of those applicable for us today. And now let's have a look at our charts for the taxi and then departure. I'll just find these and get that up for you. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, so we are parked down here at Terminal 2, well, between 2 and 3. We are stand Tango 20, so we're going to push back then, and we will then face north. We're going to taxi then on to taxiway Alpha, so we're basically going across gate 4, taxiway Alpha, and I'm just writing this down as we do it so we can announce it. And then from Alpha we're all the way up. I'm going for full length departure here, so then that is going to be holding at Lima 1 for runway 14 right. The departure then, which is CCS4 Bravo, we'll just find that chart for us. That's for Victor. Let me just update it. There we go. Yeah, so here's the chart. So we are straight out. There is a speed restriction of 210 knots for the first few miles. So we're going to be flaps 2, which is fine. Let's just check the characteristic speeds for then. 210 knots is actually clean speed, which is brilliant. We can retract all flaps, but let's just pre-select green dot. That works quite nicely for us. That's quite lucky actually. So that's fine. So we can retract flaps. We're going to hold green dot and just checking to see. I don't think that that speed restriction is any further than MD800, so that is fine. So once we've taken off past MD800, we'll push for managed speed. Our initial climb out is 13,000 feet. Transition altitude is also 13,000 feet. We'll fly an autopilot in normal climb mode, so we hold constraints, and then that is it. So MSA as we depart is 4-3, rising to 5-4-5-8. Threats then to be aware of today is complicated taxi, so just want to take that first little bit nice and slow, make sure we don't get that wrong. We also have terrain to the north of the airfield, so again, as we're departing to the south, that shouldn't come into play for us today. So yeah, that is pretty much it. If anyone's got any questions, then now is the time to ask. We'll comment if you got anything that you want. If anyone's got anything they want to send in, then please do, and see if I can take a look, review, that kind of thing. Always happy to do that if time permits. All right, so APU is up and running. It's been more than 3 minutes, so now we'll get the APU bleed on. We'll get one of the packs on as well. We can disconnect the external power. so that's cool. Let's run the cockpit prep checklist. So aircraft acceptance, that's been completed. Fuel quantity is now 14980, and that's checked and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. It is. We have got 3.5 grains of bar of Q, which is 1004, which is 1980 feet. So there we go. Ronix, if you control VATSIM in flight sim as a tower view, any tips for making the for a better looking tower view? I'd use the drone cam and go inside them. Some of the airports now have got fantastic tower views. So yeah, Doc, how do you get off the plane? Oh mate, you can't. You're the MOC. You're going nowhere. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Cabin crew will arm doors and cross jet.
Okay, so GSX hopefully now is ready to begin our push. We don't need de-icing treatment, no. Andrew, the APU is the auxiliary power unit. It powers up the aircraft when the engines aren't running. God, this rain's getting very heavy, isn't it now? And there'd be 4 start checklist then. So our parking brake is on. Our V speeds confirmed. V1 130, V2 145. Windows are closed. Peds are on flight mode. Doors are closed. Not yet armed. And
flight attendants, armed doors, and cross check.
Well, that's interesting. That works. That with my hardware. Didn't realise that. So yeah, doors are now closed and armed, and the beacon light is on. The Jack 1997, how are we doing well?
Iberia 07 Bravo Victor, start taxiing, sorry, start push and start facing south on Echo Bravo.
So okay, sorry, I was just listening to the ATC there. So, yeah, so doing the RNAV and RMP approaches on the A320, they're very similar to the ILS, but with subtle differences. But there are videos on the channel as well to help you get through those. Okay, nose wheel steering is disconnected. Madrid traffic, Air Portugal 21 Mike, pushing back, stand Tango 20, facing north. And parking brake is released. Jack, I don't know if you can pop that iPad out on this one. Somebody else may do. Someone might know that. NS320neo, good evening to you. Alright, so paranoia check. APU bleed is on. Engine mode selected to ignition, and we're starting engine 1.
Cabin attendants, arm doors, and cross-check. Welcome aboard TAP Air Portugal Flight 1021, departing from Barajas Airport in the beautiful land of, I think it's Brazil? Oh, wait, I mean Spain! We're heading to Humberto Delgado Airport, which is totally in Portugal, right? Our estimated flight time is about 1 hour and 5 minutes, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now, everyone, please pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration. It's super important, even if you're a frequent flyer like me. And trust me, I've flown a lot. First up, let's talk about seatbelts. To fasten your seatbelt, just slide the metal end into the buckle until you hear a click. To adjust, pull on the strap, and to release, just lift the buckle. Remember, your seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is lit up.
Good start on 1, starting engine 2.
Next, please return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position.
The Jack 97, so our cabin crew comes from Say Intentions. There's a link down on Twitch as well to Say Intentions, if you want to check that out.
Chat about electronic devices. Please make sure your mobile phones are set to flight mode. And if you have a laptop or anything larger, it needs to be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. Oh, and just a reminder, smoking and using...
And just whilst I'm waiting for engine number 2 to start, remember guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please don't forget to hit the like, and if you're a plane spotter, then be sure to check out our new Jetlog app, available now on the Play Store. As well, if you're looking to purchase any scenery from the Contrail store or add-ons from the Contrail store, make sure you grab that discount code as well on the screen, as that will save you some money too.
Vests are located under your seat or between the seats. To put it on, just slip it over your head and pull the straps to fasten. Please inflate it.
So engine 1's good, just waiting for number 2. Ground crew have finished, parking brake is set. Hey Rampage, good evening to you.
Speaking of exits, there are 2 exits in the front and 2 in the back, and I think there's one in the middle too. Just remember, the nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate...
327 Jetlog will be coming to the iPhone, yes it will. It's not a quick thing, I'm afraid. I wish I could just put a button, convert it all and it works, but it's not that quick. So it will be a little bit of time, but it is being worked on. We've got engine number 2, good start, fantastic.
It has all the details. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a fantastic flight. Oh, and follow me on Instagram at @SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land.
Yeah, Chris, I do like the cabin crew. There's loads of different ones. You can have much more professional cabin crew if you wish. You can have grumpy cabin crew. I like to mix it up a little bit. So yeah, we've got Georgina tonight. But yeah, link in the video description down below if you want to check out Say Intentions. You can get it with their Entourage, which is a one-time purchase only, so it's not a subscription. Okay, so with that good engine start completed, engine motor selector is back to normal, APU bleed is off, anti-ice will be on, APU master can come off, and then on the spoilers, 0 the rudder, flaps 2 for our departure today.
Madrid traffic, Ryanair
Set trim.
5004, push and start, Tango 13 facing north.
Can't actually see where we're setting that. I can't see the arrow. I don't know where to set the trim. Where's the arrow? Okay, that's a bit annoying.
Madrid traffic, Iberia 07 Bravo Victor, taxi to holding point Lima Charlie, runway 14
There
right,
is
EMI.
an arrow missing, I think.
Lima Charlie, Iberia 07 Bravo Victor, from Eco Bravo.
Oh well.
Madrid
It's
traffic, you mean the side lane
somewhere
car
around
on
there,
left on the
if that's the
South
centre.
Sierra for Victor departure.
Let's turn that off. Madrid traffic, Air Portugal 21 Mike, taxiing now via gate 4 Alpha, holding Lima 1, runway 14 right. Yeah, we can use the flight control page. I need to do the flight control checks anyway, so I will check that in a moment. So we're going to check full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and rudder, full right, rudder, full left, neutral. So the flight control page, actually, you can't use the flight control page not to set the CFG because it only gives you pitch trim, it doesn't give you CFG, and I don't want to pitch trim. So, no, Sebastian, it's not. So pitch trim is set in terms of up or down, but
The traffic Air
it's
Portugal
not how we do
11,
that.
runway 2, 3 to left, in sight, ready to link.
Oh, the rain. Right, let's take this taxi nice and steady then, so we don't get lost. Hopefully I'll see you in Lisbon, Dark. Didn't we once fly to the wrong destination in Portugal, going back a long, long time ago? Jack, if approach control is online, they control everything below. So it's a top-down system that VATSIM works. So if approach is online, they will control effectively the approach, the tower, and the ground.
Traffic line 5004, taxiing 14 right, India Golf for Golf 2 and Alpha.
Wisby, yeah, that's quite right. And obviously, our airplane is much bigger. We're not sat on the nose wheel. So this is gate 4. Can't fault the graphics tonight. I think I do prefer the sim when the weather's rubbish. There we are, gate 4 confirmed, so we're in the right place. Loving the reflections as well. What do you guys think? Do you prefer the rubbish weather in the sim? Do you think it looks better? Do you know what, Rampaging? I prefer Schiphol to Madrid. I think Madrid is an absolute maze.
Waiting for the traffic for landing and runway 32 left configuration north.
But this has just got taxiways everywhere. A lot of them are parallel taxiways as well. Which makes it quite difficult at times. Sad, no, not Rex weather. This is just default Microsoft Flight Simulator live weather. Whizbits, you say you waited too long to upgrade. Do you know what? I found Flight Sim 24 ran better than 2020. So I just need to make sure I don't miss our turn. Which is very easy done. Oh, the rain stopped.
Madrid traffic Air Portugal 11, runway 3 left is vacated.
Madrid traffic, Iberia 07 Bravo Victor, lining up runway 14 right, ready for takeoff. Madrid traffic. From Lima Charlie.
Okay, so we're going to hold, actually, we're going to hold Lima Alpha. Can see a lot more through the window now as well. But yeah, very, very easy to get lost here. Okay, so hold it there. We've got Iberia on the runway anyway. So, whilst we are here, let's just complete our taxi checklist. I didn't want to do that whilst navigating that maze and in the bad weather. So, flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 2. That's confirmed. Let me just ding the cabin crew, tell them to hurry up and get sat down. FMAs, we have got 130 blue, 145 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FT2, 13,000 blue, radar and predictive wind shear are on. Engine mode selector is normal, ECAM memo is takeoff, no blue, EFB is stowed. Madrid traffic Air Portugal 21 Mike lining up runway 14 right via Lima Alpha. Okay, all looks good there. Let's light her up. The A330-900 has been updated. I love bread. Great name, by the way. For pilot, I think you can get away with 25 megabytes, particularly now as you can download a lot of stuff. So I would download the aircraft that you're flying if you're not flying something like the Fenix, which is downloaded anyway. Good morning to you. I love bread. Good morning. Where in the world are you? New Zealand? Australia? It's not morning here. Okay, we're just going to give it a moment for separation. 4 AM. Wow, that's dedication to coming to watch the stream. I'm just going to wait till that aircraft is 5 miles ahead. Readability 5x5.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Madrid traffic Air Portugal 21 Mike taking off runway 14 right. Departure to the west. Okay, let's go. Takeoff, lineup checklist, sorry. So cabin is secure. Takeoff runways full length 14 right, confirmed. TCAS, TARA, and packs 1 and 2, both off.
Madrid traffic line 5004 via Lima Alpha lining up 14 right.
Madrid traffic, Rainer 21 Alpha. Taxi to runway 14 left via gate 14
Manitoga.
Mike, floating point Kilo 1.
Auto thrust blue. $100 knots. Oh, look at the rain getting blown across that window. That is amazing. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Autopilot 1 engaged. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust. Flaps 1. Flap 0. Spoilers disarmed.
Traffic runner 5004, departing 14 right. In our departure.
So that's our initial speed restriction point there. After that we can push for managed speed.
We'll fly EasyJet Semi Pilot.
Either bread, you're about to start working an hour, so a chill stream before work. That's a nice way to start the day. Just generally lots of improvements in the 3.3 in the Headwind A330-900. Loving the visuals on departure. Felt really nice to taxi. Good takeoff. Yeah, it's just very nice. Chris, your official. Hey Chris, how are you doing? Good to see you. Okay, no air traffic control around, so I'm going to clear us up to flight level 2. We'll go flight level 260. We'll keep it in climb mode.
Madrid traffic right now 31 off departure.
Standard pressure 260 blue.
Left. Takeoff correction.
It's a bit bright, isn't it, that primary flight display? So let's just turn that down a little bit. Same with the standby. Right, push for managed speed. So, just dinging the seatbelt signs so the cabin crew are free to get up and move around.
Dear guests, welcome aboard TAP Air Portugal Flight 1021. We're currently soaring at a fabulous 10,111 marshmallows above the ground, and it's a balmy 27 gigabytes outside. I'm thrilled to let you know that the lavatories are now available for your convenience. You can also use your approved electronic devices in flight mode, so feel free to scroll through your feeds. Our cabin service will begin shortly, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land. Thank you for flying with us today.
So we've still got some cloud around us. I will leave the anti-ice on, but let's just check through some of the pages. So look at that, 41,000 feet is the optimum. We won't be doing that, but 3.3 is absolutely fine for us. So let's check that out. Flight level 330 blue. Yeah, rampaging, it's just something some airlines do. They flick it on and off that quickly that the seatbelt sign doesn't really go off. It just creates the ding ding in the cabin. Back in the cloud layer. See the strobes reflecting. Seatbelt signs off, and we've got the moon dead ahead. In terms of approach, Lisbon approach is online, so maybe if they're still there, we'll have some ATC coming into Lisbon. Andrew. Anti-ice off. Welcome to our new followers as well on Twitch if you're there, and appreciate that. I love 737s has followed. Oh boy, did you pick the wrong channel. Only messing, mate. Thank you for following. Alright, so flight time is about 1 hour. Which doesn't give us too much time in terms of setting stuff up and briefing stuff, but that is fine. Prestige FS, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Welcome on board the TAP Air Portugal flight this evening. L11PV, do I think it's better than the innie builds? Do you know, it's a question I'm getting asked so many times, and honestly, they both have good points. They both have points that let them down, so to speak. I'm just having a quick look as well on Twitch. I had no idea. We are getting close to 6,000 followers on Twitch, which, considering Twitch has always been second fiddle to our YouTube channel, that's pretty amazing. So thank you guys on Twitch for following. Ryback. Hello from a freezing cold Canada. Tell me you love the film Under Siege 2. Or even Under Siege. This is the pre-release version, SAS 235. Okay, so out of tank fuel transfer, that's fine. We've got plenty of fuel. That beacon light's bright. So yeah, I would say I think it's a beautifully modelled aircraft. This very, very nicely modelled. Great stuff. You've seen both and you love both. Do you know, I think it was probably one of Seagal's best films, wasn't it? I'm a 90s child, so I grew up with Seagal. The plane's feeling very well. I really like the taxi, not squiddly at all on the ground. It was solid, felt neat, felt heavy, which is great. So yeah, it was nice. Hey, Josh from the Isle of Man. Hope you're doing well, Josh. Thank you for joining us this evening. Dark, any chance we could plan an A350 Qantas delivery flight, Project Sunrise? Is that like the 28-hour flight? Do you want me to get a divorce? Oh man, just think of all the time I'd have for simming if that happened. No, getting divorced doesn't mean you lose your children. We argue over this all the time. And said, you know, if we ever ended up divorcing, we'd have some real arguments over the kids. You can have them. No, you can have them. You can have them. You can have them. Has the banner gone loopy again? Of course it has. Let me give the banner a kick, as always. We always have to kick it at least once, don't we? The frame rates on this are brilliant. We're about between 50 and 60 FPS at the minute. Obviously we're airborne high up, but even so. Right, hopefully the banner's a little bit more believable now. We did do it in stages, didn't we, Dark? I remember that. We did a delivery flight. Was it a Qantas 320 delivery flight? We did. It took us about 4 weeks. Oh, that's going back some time. Those videos will still be there on the channel, those live streams, those very early live streams that we did. Long haul Fridays. Minimums didn't get default 24 weather. That is correct. So what this aircraft does not have is it doesn't have a stable autopilot. Okay, I have control. Master caution off. Okay, I can't see anything with regards to why that happened. System status is normal. Okay. Autopilot 1 re-engaged. Just monitoring to make sure nothing goes bang. Pack Andrew, if you were to have an engine failure on both engines, is there anything you can do? Oh yes, you can. What you do is you take one arm, you wrap it across your chest, you take your other arm, you wrap it across your chest, you huddle down into the fetal position, curl up and kiss your, your sorry backside goodbye. No, you... The chances of double engine failures are so rare. So how many times has that actually happened? How many times has that happened? We've got the Cactus flight, Miracle on the Hudson. Yeah. We had the British Airways 7-4. That happened. DC, it can't have been the key bindings and Rampage. I didn't touch the side stick. I'm miles away from it, and I wasn't touching anything. Hands off. Or maybe I kicked the side stick when I stood up. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, the complete engine failures. So rare. So rare. And when they do happen, they tend to happen near the ground. There was the 777 Heathrow incident as well, remember? Not so much an engine failure, but a lack of thrust. The Air Transat flight that lost power due to a fuel leak over the Azores. Yeah, again, do you call it? That's not an engine failure, is it? That's it. It does cause an engine flame out and lack of engines, but in terms of actual engine failures, yeah. Bye, sir. 2010, mate. Thank you for the sub. Right, coming up on our cruising altitude now. So, speed alt star. Hey, Flat Duck, good to see you. Whizbits, I can't remember the actual case of it, but yeah, it might have been something like So we are now at Alt Cruise, so we're going to set TCAS to below. Why are we squawking 7,000? That should be
Dear
2,000.
guests, we're now floating along at a super chill altitude, and it's time for our snack and beverage service. You're in for a treat with our signature pastel de nata and some refreshing vino verde. Oh, so good. After we wrap up the service, don't forget to check out some fabulous items from our TAP Air Portugal shop. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. And hey, follow me on Instagram at SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land.
Expect the OOP Lottery Bravo arrival. Expect to descend in about 15 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
That's say intentions kicking in. I forgot to turn the ATC off. The SD pages, they all look fine, and the overhead as well. Nothing out of the ordinary there, so that's cool. Snoop Button, good evening. I'm not sure if it does step climbs, and we've not done it today anyway. Vince, does it support RNAV approaches? I don't think it will do, no. Not in terms of using final approach mode. Of course you can do RNAV approaches, you just have to do them manually. And you can't use final approach mode. And that is because I don't think the ATC, the fly-by-wire A330-900 can do those. Basically, whatever the A330-900 can do, this then usually follows. Good evening, J-Hog. Hope you're well, sir. Hatch, happy birthday to you. Okay, let me get some information up then, ready for the landing in Lisbon. So, are they the current conditions in Lisbon? I assume so. We'll go for a flaps full landing, I think. Let me just get the actual METAR from Lisbon at the minute then. So, what we got? Oh wow, that's windy. Okay, so just making a note of this. Winds are 260 at 18, gusting 28. Few clouds 600 feet. Visibility is 9 kilometers. So it's still Cat 1. It's still a manual landing. 15 degrees on the QNH 1003. So we'll do a landing check. Runway 20. It is dry. Winds 2618. Temperature 15. QNH 1003. Yeah, that's fine. Our landing weight is destined to be 15. Let's call it 165 to be safe. We're not overweight. Flaps full. Approach speed is going to be well, we'll put in 139. It will change, I think, in a minute, but just for now. Reverse thrust, no. Auto land, no. Calculate. So, yeah, auto brake low will be fine for that. Okay, let's fill in the box. So we are 1003. Temperature 15. Winds are 260 at 18. I can't recall what the transition altitude is. Let me just have a quick look. I think it's 5,000. No, it's not. It's 4,000 feet. And the minimums, I will get these charts up in a minute so we can see it, but the minimums are 550. Right, so that's the box filled in. Lovely. Okay, next thing to do then is just check the flight plan is accurate. It's not the Fenix, Paul Gwynn. No. This is the Headwind Airbus A330 aircraft. Freeware aircraft. Yep, so that's the point and divert sort of star. We don't have to fly the full procedure. Basically, if there's no aircraft ahead of us, then we can just jump straight in. So that's fine. Happy with to leave the rad nav. We don't need that. LPPT runway 20 is our arrival runway, so we'll get that in. Managed descents 300, that's fine. Secondary flight plan, copy the active, and that is done. Oh, has ATC just gone offline? Ah, never mind. Oh well. Right, top of descent then is in about 10 minutes. Let me bring the charts in, and then we can start talking through the arrival. Alright, so we're coming in then via Upolo, Exona, Ivit, and the idea will be to actually try and get underneath that profile. So yeah, as long as we're below 2.3 at PT811, and then once we are low enough we can go direct to UPCAT. UPCAT is 4,000 feet at 180 knots. MSA as we're going is 4,000 feet anyway, so that's alright. There are speed restrictions going around this star as well, but again, I don't plan on flying all of that. So yeah, that's fine. The plan will be to leave either Deki or Romep, and once we leave then slowing down to green dot, getting down to 4,000 feet, direct either Arnet or UPCAT. Arnet would be a good shout actually. And then once we can pick up the ILS, let's just have a look at the ILS chart so we can see what's going on with that. That then we pick up there at UPCAT, 4,000 feet. Platform altitude is 4,000 feet as well. It's a normal 3-degree glide. We've got Pappies also set to 3 degrees, normal 45-meter wide runway. There's a 499 feet 499 meters displaced threshold as well. Minimums are 550. Transition altitude 4,000 feet. And in terms of any terrain, there's a little bit of terrain to the right hand side as we are coming in. Other than that, it's straightforward. The go around is straight out, and the missed approach altitude is flight level 70. So yeah, all straightforward, and vacating to the left once we've arrived. So biggest threat then for us is probably the weather. We're quite gusty coming in, so that's going to be good fun. Low visibility as well, but not enough to be auto lands today. No change to our aircraft, no NOTAMs. As I said, the biggest threats to us are probably just that little crosswind landing. But yeah, that's our lot tonight. Dark Furry, mate, sending 5 EasyJet Sim Pilot channel memberships into the community, mate. Thank you so much, Dark, as ever, for your amazing support. We really do appreciate that. We've got our top of descent coming up in about 60 miles, so I'm happy that we're briefed with what we're doing. The only other thing to do is we're going to quickly just check the ground chart, see where we're going. And so we're going to vacate left on either Hotel 1 or Hotel 3, I'm guessing, and then we're going to head our way across to Terminal 1, most likely via Gulf. So that's straightforward as well. Yeah, Dark, the crossfeed is on. No. It's automatic. That it's not something I've done. It's not something I've done. The Airbus, the 320 does it as well. When the outer tanks drop below 750 kilograms of fuel. So I'm just going to do a quick fuel check. We're coming up on the CCS VOR. What extra fuel did we take tonight? We took about 4.3 tons extra. No, we didn't. 4.5 tons extra. And at CCS, Caracas. Oh no, it's not Caracas. It's Cáceres. Should have us about 10.6 tons. Oh, pretty much bang on. 10.5. We'll take that. Vanderlei Control, good evening to you. The Jack, do I use modded airports? Yeah, most of my airports are modded ones. She flies very, very well, Lee 49, asking if the aircraft flies well, and she does indeed. She flies well, she looks great, no complaints here. Could quite happily fly a long haul in this beautiful looking jet. This is my last flight today. It's my only flight today, but yes, my last flight today. In fact, this is our last live stream of the week. It's our streaming schedule. Very impressed with the FPS and performance on this aircraft. I think it's, I think it's very good. And I would say, yeah, I'd say it's one of the best free aircraft out there, up there with the A320nx. Just a reminder, whilst we're in the cruise, if you are enjoying the stream and you like us, then please don't forget to leave a like. Remember to use our discount code as well, and if you're a plane spotter, don't forget to check out the JetLog app. All the links in the video description down below. The JetLog app is available on the Google Play Store, iOS, as soon as I can. So I'm gutted that ATC's gone offline, but never mind. Should we divert to Porto? They've got ATC. Minimums, can you use Beyond ATC without a Navigraph subscription? Yes, you can. Beyond ATC is just an air traffic control program. We will start our descent Jet 320 in about 30 miles, so says it just there. We might start just a little bit before, actually. And the reason for that is just so that we can get down sooner. The Fenix is definitely more heavy in terms of performance, but it's doing a lot more than probably any other add-on that's available for Flight Sim. Why is that crossfeed no longer open? Interesting. Well, there's still plenty of fuel going to the engine, so that's good. Now, somewhere around here, I think, is a CRJ jet that has been consumed by nature. Lost to the wilderness long ago. For any of you who have followed the channel for about 5 years will know what I'm talking about. Rampager, terrain is on, yeah. So what is everybody's favourite aircraft of choice at the moment when flying in Flight Sim? How many people have one aircraft and they stick to it? So I always, well, I say always normally stick to the 320, don't I? Because that's what the channel's built on, that's the sort of specialist area. But obviously I'm quite happy to turn my hand to the 330, 340, because they're essentially the same in terms of standard operating procedures. Ah, right. Well, I mean, that's a good point. I have got the terrain on. However, the terrain button will not work unless SimBridge is running. And I've just remembered SimBridge is not running. So SimBridge is an external application for A32NX fly-by-wire software. So yeah, that's why it's not going to show you. Dark Hill flying the A350. I would love to fly a British Airways A350 flight live on stream, like from Heathrow to where do they fly the 350s to? Wherever they fly them to in America. Roblox Rail Camp says he knows how to fly because of me. Well, hopefully your flying is safe. Right, we're near the top of descent. We're going to start getting down, so let's go. Thrust idle, over descent, 180 blue. Down we go. Vanderel control, A320 for you. Currently doing my TR, and it's helping a lot to memorize the flows. That's the thing. Flight simulator, if you're training actually in the real world to become a pilot, the flight simulator can really, really help nowadays. No, it will never give you that feeling of flying compared to the real world. But in terms of system, particularly with the Fenix aircraft, something like that, in terms of systems depth, flows, and the memory items, it can really help. Tony Simpson 62 says he can't beat the A350. I love the A350. I think it is the most gorgeous looking aircraft. The Jack, to be fair now, the Fenix is a lot better optimised than it used to be. So, yeah. I think you'd be okay. Whizbit says he thought Dark was a Boeing guy. What did he miss? He saw the light. Dark Fury, is the PMDG not in? We had this discussion yesterday. I don't really follow PMDG and what they do because obviously they fly they create Boeing and I don't fly them. But is PMDG not in Flight Sim 24 yet? I thought it was. Lee, so do they fly the A350 from Heathrow to JFK? Are they're still using them on that route? I mean that's the classic route, isn't it? That is the classic route. Or we could fly to Philadelphia. I've been to Philadelphia in real life. I spent about 20 minutes there running from one side to the other as my connection was leaving. Oh, Dark, does the PMDG have issues? It has issues. Fair enough. See, I wouldn't know these things. I fly aircraft without issues. Oh! I didn't just say that. Hey, did anyone see the landing of that? Did anyone see the landing of the 320, which was rather hard and the wheel fell off? I forget which airline it was, but it did make me wince a little bit. At least with the Airbus, you have to abuse it before it starts falling apart. The Boeing just falls apart regardless. So our platform altitude was 4,000 feet, if we remember, and so what we're going to do is, if we just put a 12-mile radius around LPPT, runway 20, and that can just help us with our arrival. James, you sound like my 11-year-old son. If I asked him what aircraft flew where, he'd rattle it off. He's got a crazy memory for that stuff. He's very, very... I mean, he is the reason why I built the Jetlog app, because he's a plane spotter. He loves to spot aircraft, loves to see what they're doing, and he wants to tick off every one that he's seen. And he had the book, but it was out of date the moment it's printed, so he wanted one where the database was up to date. So now we keep the database updated, and he can tick off the aircraft that's flying overhead, and he's doing his best to complete all the European airlines as they fly over, and non-European ones. We had a day trip to Amsterdam last year, and I believe we're going on a day trip again to another European airport this summer. It's great fun. So with speed managed, will the speed reduce automatically? Yes, but only it will respect constraints, so yes it will, but in terms of slowing down with the flaps, it only does that once we enter the approach phase and activate that. Gabriel, does it have fly-by-wire A320X sounds? No, I think it has its own. Pretty certain it has its own. James, you're in the BA virtual community, so you need to... Yeah, you do. Sounds like you do, so it's fine. Sigmar, it sounds like you... If the PMDG 737 for Flight Sim 24 isn't quite up to standard yet, Fenix is probably your best shout. Blitz, I haven't tried X-Plane 12, no. Right, let's keep that descent going down. So thrust idle 0%, 10,000 blue. Let cabin crew know what we're planning, which is we should be there in about 25 minutes, I get. Hey Georgina, just letting you know we should be on the ground in about 25 minutes if you want to start getting things ready.
Acknowledged, Captain. Preparing for arrival in 25 minutes.
Gabriel, can I go for a nice wing view? I could if I'd set one up, but I haven't. So I'll have to do that for next time.
We're currently floating at about 27 jelly beans of altitude, and it's a balmy 22 gigabytes outside. We'll be landing in approximately 25 minutes, so please make sure your seatbelts are fastened and your tray tables are stowed. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at @SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got cloud layer coming up. We've also got the temperature in the icing range, so we're going to get the icing on now, so that's prepped and done. We don't really need to ask for a direct Nick, because there's no one to ask. Oh, actually, is there? No, there isn't. It's okay. It's Porto that's online. That's a shame. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, so we're going to clear ourselves now down to 4,000 feet. That local QNH is 1003. And we'll use a nice VS as well, I think. So, VS 1400. Gabriel, yeah, you can see the dome light. The dome light is incredibly bright in this aircraft. That's blinding, isn't it? So we're not flying with that on. Just altering the VS to try and get a nice CDA. Vanilla, why not open descent? Because we're below the profile, and I don't want it to send in open descent, because we'd end up getting too low too quick. So we use VS to try and sort of get the perfect descent. So what I plan to do is we're going to go direct here from Decky to Arnett. So Decky to Arnett, which is basically from there to there. We don't need to do all this. So rampaging, the time to switch the seatbelts on is about now, as long as it's done before 10,000 feet. So we'll do that now. And then we can run the approach checklist. So Barra Ref QNH 1003, that's set. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums of 550. Auto brake, we can use auto brake low, as we checked earlier. Engine mode selection is normal, EFB is stowed. Yeah, Vandal, it's a very, very common procedure. No, the VS isn't automatic, jets to 20 sim. I set it myself. So I set that myself. So what we're going to do, because we know what we're going to do, let's clear some rubbish out. So we are going to go Decky to Arnett. So we're going to get rid of a few waypoints here. So we're going to go get rid of Romep, Pap, Fussy, PT853 and 851. We're going to get rid of those. We're going to clear that, and now we've got Decky to Arnett to upcap. So now that is Perfect. So now we're going to start slowing our aircraft down. Might just hard tune Lisbon just to give us a bit of a distance. In fact, what we got? We've got about 30. I reckon we've got about 40 track miles to run, so that's looking fine. So we're going to pull speed now. There is speed restriction of 230 knots there, so what we're going to do actually, let's leave that in managed speed and let's just activate the approach phase, and that will start to work for us. So we'll activate the approach phase. That's now dropping us down to just about 204 knots, so that's fine. We'll get our landing lights on. Minimum is you should always have a start procedure, so ATC will know what your procedure is. Vanderelli, yeah, just one switch in the 330, which I kind of like because of the. I don't know why there's two in the 320. The Jack, you are descending. Well, we are descending now down to a altitude, not a flight level. So we're descending down to 4,000 feet. So as we are descending down to an altitude, we want to set the local QNH now. LTA David, I've got the MCDU from Wing Flex, so I don't have the Wing one. Hey Mary Rotil, have I ever encountered a crash to desktop? Oh yes, everybody has. Van Raleigh, no, you don't need to wait for the transition level. No. Once you've been cleared down to an altitude below the transition altitude, then you set local pressure. It's the same with the climb out. On the ground, when you're cleared to a flight level, doesn't matter if you're at 3,000 feet and the transition level is 5,000 feet. You set it once you've been cleared. LLMPV, why not use the wing anti-ice to prevent ice buildup? Well, that is because the wing anti-ice you only use. I don't know if it's modelled here actually. I don't think it's modelled. So you may have noticed on the 320 there's like a little stick that sticks out from the centre just here. If you can see ice on there, then that means ice can start building up on the wing. That then is when you need it. Not before. Vandervelde, you put the transition altitude and level in the MCDU, so if you forget, it starts flashing up down here and saying, oi, you forgot. I think there's an aircraft coming in here. I would imagine they're going to get in before us, which is fine. We're about 30 miles northeast, so let's just make a call. Lisbon, Traffic Air Portugal 21 Mike, currently 35 miles northeast of Lisbon, and we're on approach towards waypoint Upcat for the ILS runway 20. Marco, the autopilot sorts that. The auto thrust sorts that out. You can have idle thrust. Yes, you can. India Lima Bravo identified. LTA David, no, this is not the default, this is the Headwind Airbus A330 tonight. Jet 320 Sim, how do I know what to set my VS to? So, I've done a YouTube video on this, explaining it. I can't remember the name of the video or which one it is, but basically, all I'm trying to do is get the level off arrow to match up with this circle here. Once I intersect that, I want to be at 4,000 feet. I'm descending down to 4,000 feet, so I want it to be about there. So, yeah, we get to try and get the two to marry up. And obviously, once you tweak around with the VS, then you're getting what you need. Right, there's this aircraft coming in here, so we'll let him align first. We'll get in behind him. So, I reckon what we're going to do now is we're going to go flaps 1. So, speed's checked. Flaps 1. And we'll pull speed and we'll set 180. Alright, that's perfect. Look, there's the glide slope. We're just above it. No, sorry, we're just below it. Stephen Final, good evening. LTA David, the aircraft I'm flying tonight, the Headwind A330, it's free. It is free. Vanderbilt SCDA, loads of benefits. It saves fuel and saves engine wear and tear. They're the huge bonuses for the airlines. It's also quieter. Whisper, can the VS go too low? Not really. The Germans may want you to descend at a certain VS rate of like 2,000 feet per minute or greater. They're very good in telling you that, things like that. No, it's not the level of Fenix Rampage, you're quite right, but yeah, this is a very, very good freeware aircraft. A bit like the fly-by-wire A32NX. So I've just set now VS 500. VS 500 is pretty decent considering how low we are, below that glide slope. To be fair, I could probably go a little bit less. Might even go VS 300. JFK Meal, you tend not to set the speed manually. Let the autopilot, let the auto thrust in the Airbus sort that out for you. Dan, thanks for subscribing, mate. The Madrid scenery tonight, Captain Joe, I think, I want to say MK Studios, I can't
Lisbon traffic, Ryanair 31 Alpha, direct to Alnate.
Simpilot Ben, do I prefer the intervals or the headwind? They are very, very close, you know. They are very close. Minimus Nick, why is the route doing a squiggly thing? I actually have no idea why it's doing that. Right, we'll just check what the temperature is. Oh, it's plus 10, right, anti-ice no longer needed. Get rid of that. Okay, so in a minute we're going to be turning left. That is direct to our ILS intercept, so we'll clear ourselves for the approach. Approach mode is on. So we have got out glide slope blue, lock blue, cap 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. And remember, if you are just joining us, the weather was rather gusty this evening, earlier on. fun here in Lisbon, so it could be good fun. Captain Joe, a bit sooner than that, but in real life, you can turn the approach mode on once air traffic control clears you for the ILS approach. What I'm hoping for here is a nice full house again. We got one last night, didn't we? Lock Star and Glide Slope Star. Hitting those at the same time. It's like winning at bingo. Connor27, thank you for the follow. That's Lock Star. Come on, Glide Slope, give me that. Well, we're going to go flaps 2 anyway, that'll lift us up into it. Oh, there we go, there's Glide Slope Star. Okay, flaps 2, speeds checked. Flaps 2. Missed approach altitude 7,000 feet is set. Lisbon traffic, Air Portugal 21 Mike establishing ILS runway 20, 11 miles, speed 180. Captain Joe, no, the A330 sadly from Headwind does not have a takeoff performance calculator. Right, so there were some low-level clouds knocking about, and it is windy. Look at that, a 38 knot crosswind from the right at the moment.
2,500.
Radio altimeter alive. I normally hit managed speed about 6 miles in the 320, and in the larger jet, probably about 8 miles. So we'll be doing that in a moment, but when the gear comes down. Minimum sneak, I tend to try and set flaps 2 before the glide slope, because then the flaps 2 gives you lots of extra drag. Flaps 1 really doesn't give you much. But flaps 2 gives you lots of extra drag, it helps you slow down. You don't want to set managed speed now, Vanderbilt, because if we did that, we'd slow right down to about 150 knots. And when you're that far out, trundling along, air traffic control would not be very happy with you if we did that. So, but now we're going to go for managed speed. Landing gear is down. We're going to go flaps 3, speeds checked. Flaps 3. There we go. Just give that a minute. We've got the spoilers armed. Landing gear's down. There we go. Flaps 3, speeds checked. We'll get all our lights on. I hope I can see a runway in a minute.
Lisbon traffic, Ryanair 1 Alpha,
Flaps full.
ILS runway 20.
Five miles to run. There's the runway over to the left because of the wind. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured for landing. Go around altitude. Why is the cabin not secured for landing? Go around altitude is 7,000 feet. That is set. And ECA memo landing no blue. Cabin crew, seats for landing, please. Look at that wind. Look at that wind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Georgina speaking from the rear galley. Thank you for
This is
flying
nearly a
with us today.
30 knot crosswind
We're
here.
currently floating at a super low altitude of 1.7
Oh, this could be very fun.
and it's a balmy 22 marshmallows outside.
1,000.
We'll be
I'm not
landing
happy.
in the fabulous
Autopilot
country
off.
of Atlantis, where the weather is always sunny and the fish are always friendly. So, please
Not quite
make
sure what the
your
autopilot did
seatbelts
there,
are
but that's
fastened
knocked us
and your
right
tray
off
tables
course.
are
Let's get back on.
We'll be arriving in just a few moments, so stay tuned for our final descent. Follow me on Instagram at @SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land.
Bit squirrely, isn't it?
1,000.
So, get it into your mindset now. The go around is straight out on runway
1,000.
heading, climb 7,000, and we're going to need some left rudder on the final 30 feet. She's blowing. The big jet and the big wings obviously getting lifted by that wind. The wind has now really dropped off
500.
actually, which is why now we've just lost that centre line.
300.
Okay,
100 above. 300.
that's looking a bit better.
Minimum. 200. 100.
Oh, I'm not happy with
80.
this.
70. 60. 50.
And go around. Go around flaps. Positive climb, gear up. Lisbon Traffic Air Portugal 211 mic. 211 mic going around. And thrust climb, open climb. Flaps 1. Pull heading, autopilot 1 engaged. And we'll set ourselves up for another go. Flaps 1. Hey guys, sorry for that, we had to do a go around. We'll have another attempt in a few minutes. Nothing to worry about.
Acknowledged, Captain. Preparing for go-around.
Right, should we try that again?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Georgina, speaking.
Approach phase
We're
reactivated.
experiencing a little detour, but don't worry. We're just going around for another attempt at landing. It's all part of the adventure, right? So sit back, relax, and
Heading
think about
090.
Snap or something.
I will try that
And
again.
hey, if you're loving this flight, follow me on Instagram at @SI_Georgina. Leave a comment after we land.
Whizbits mate, thank you very much for the $3.99 donation. I really appreciate that. Several ships down below. Right, let's set ourselves up again. So, quick check of the fuel. We are
Lisbon
good.
Traffic Ryanair 31 Alpha vacated.
So, we'll fly manually and then we'll get ourselves set up back for another approach. Yeah, the Neos do soft go around Rampage, and or at least the 320 does. I'll be honest, I don't know enough about 330 to say whether it does or not. I imagine it would do. But to be fair, the soft go around is a godsend when the go around altitude is quite low. Here it's actually it's flight level 70, so there was a little threat because the go around altitude was the flight level. We should have set standard pressure. Shut up.
Lisbon Traffic Ryanair 31 Alpha taxi to gate 203 via Uniform, Lima, Mike and Zulu.
But yeah, you can see that wind there, can't you? It's very strong indeed. Silent Gunner says he's a friend of his, got the MD-11 expanded sim package, he's had 4 tyre bloats, and has many flights. Should we have another go? Right, the CNR for this flight, fuel-wise, was 4.6 tonnes. We're on just about 8 tonnes. We have one more go. If we don't get in this time, then we're going somewhere nicer.
Traffic running 81 Alpha on Lima, behind the traffic, waiting for resume the taxi, running 81 Alpha.
That sounds like a Ryanair pilot at the end of his shift. Whizbits, I just saw that comment there. Is 30 close to limits? No, 38 knots. 38 knots. At least that's what it is for the 320. I would imagine it's very similar for the 330.
Mike, Tango, Uniform, Sierra.
Andrew, why was I not happy with the landing? I wasn't happy because I was pointing one way and the runway was pointing the other, and I was no way going to make that centre line. Are there any standard operation procedure differences between the 320 CEO and the Neo Banderelli? I'm 100% sure there are. There's probably plenty. I also think the hydraulic architecture is different. But from a day-to-day basis, in terms of how you fly the aircraft, they are very, very similar. And that is exactly what Airbus wanted. Right, let's get down and try again. Thrust idle, open descent, 4,000 blue. Good evening, Wayne. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Actually, screw that. We won't need that. Jet 327 is just on a hard landing, 400 FPS. Do you know what? That's not that bad. Don't beat yourself up over 400 FPS. That's not enough to make. That's not enough to make a wheel fall off. Sim Rehab Pilot. Oh, what a name. Good evening, mate. Thank you for the follow. Is Franco, were you not using nav? No, because we're vectoring ourselves in for an ILS approach. Flaps 1 then. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Pull speed 180. We'll try this approach again. We better get in this time. I want a beer. In fact, we'll just go direct up cat. And nav up cat. VS 700. Glad to hear nothing's fallen off recently, Wayne. The Jack says, now your iron selector speed, when you go with flaps 3 and 4, you will put the speed to managed. Speed will go to managed when I usually get the landing gear down. That's the way I fly it. If we have to divert, we would be looking at Faro. Okay. Alt glide slope, lock blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. And we'll have another go. Winds might not be as bad second time. Plus also we've got that little bit of knowledge that yes, the winds are reported gusting, but they're not as strong down near the ground as they were sort of 1,000 feet up. Okay, flaps 2, speeds checked. Flaps 2. Lock star, glide slope star, there we go, happy with those. Lisbon, Traffic Air Portugal 21, Mike is establishing ILS 20, 12 mile final, speed 180. Missed approach altitude set again, just in case. Radar altimeter alive. We could reduce the final speed now. There is no one behind us, but it's just good practice to keep your speed up until you get to between 8 and 6 miles. Every airport's different, but when you're 12 miles out, you don't want to be doing 140 knots. That's not efficient in the slightest. Right, a couple of things that we should have done, and I forgot to do, so we'll do them now. The approach checklist needs running again. So barrier FQ&H is 1003. The seatbelt signs are still on. Minimums are 550. Auto brake is low. Engine mode selection is normal. EFB is stowed.
2000. Lisbon traffic, Emirates 194, crossing runway uniform 5.
Manage the speed. Gear down, spoilers armed. Flaps 3. Just keep an eye on that speed. Cabin crew seats for landing. Flaps 3, speeds checked.
Acknowledged, Captain. Proceeding through the cabin.
And flaps 4. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Go around altitude, 7,000 feet. ECAM memo. Landing no blue. Right, let's try this again. So, direct 36 knot crosswind at the minute. That will reduce. It's the gusts that are the issue.
194 is clear of runway 20.
My aircraft.
1,000. 1,000. 1,000.
Radio altimeter's having a bit of fun then. Now, to start tracking that centre line as that wind drops off. I am having to fight this. Not the aeroplane, but the conditions.
500.
Okay, stable.
400. 100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 80. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay, so spoilers, reverse screen, decel. Reverse is off. Manual brakes.
Traffic Emirates 194, lining up runway 20.
We'll take that. Left wheel touchdown first. Not unexpected on a crosswind landing. Did it come up with the FPM then? What was the FPM? Lisbon traffic, runway 20 vacated. 566. 566. Yeah, oh, all right. It was bumpy.
Traffic Emirates 194 departing runway 20 on the orbit 1 Sierra departure.
But it was survivable. The aircraft is fine. I think people get fixated. People do get fixated on the FPM and the touchdown rate, and they want 100 or 200 or anything above that is a bad landing. Well, in the 320, which is obviously a much smaller jet, in the 320, the rate at which it's going to be before you start to get, you know, the load report printed out down below, that's when it needs inspecting. But before you get that, you've got to be looking at 600 FPM or more. So I wouldn't worry about that. We'll check the replay out anyway. Thank you for flying Ryanair. Cheers, Dark. Still softer than that Airbus landing the other day where the wheel fell off. I bet I've still got all my wheels.
Lisbon traffic Emirates 194, 0 bar off of runway 20.
Whizbits, you do need to make sure that there is, you know, a decent touchdown for the spoilers to activate. That is true. I'm just going to pick a random stand here. So I'm not going to shut it all down because we all want to watch the replay, don't we? So we'll just let it roll forward a little bit. Yeah, David, I'm pretty certain this is MK Studios, Lisbon Airport. Right, so let me come off of VATSIM, and yeah, let's. Should we check out the? Should we check out the landing replay? See how bad it really was. Yeah, it was definitely one of those difficult flights to control, but I tell you what, great aircraft. Oh, Jet 320 sim, aircraft don't break that easily. Oh, we've done Madeira runway 5 loads of times. That's easy.
500, 400.
Rampaging, good night. Yeah, we have bogeys on this one, Wayne.
300.
Really good bogeys.
$200. 100, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Do you know what, in all fairness, I don't know how accurate that landing report was. But I do think that aircraft looks beautiful. As long as we were in the touchdown zone, we were in the centre line. Perfect. Aviate a bit hard. Firm, mate, firm. But there we go. Right, guys, so yep, that is our final stream of this week. Hope you have enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed being here last night and tonight. If you are departing now, then off to see a chiropodist, then please go and first of all hit that like button on the stream. And remember, we've got our Contrail store 10% discount code. Jot that down for next time you're going shopping there. Save yourself some money. Also, make sure you check out Jetlog if you like plane spotting and have a logbook that you want to keep adding to. It's great fun. It's like Pokemon for planes, as someone said the other day on the channel. I'm going to leave you with our final arrival. Once again, I think this time we might go for the first officer's view because, well, he didn't do anything wrong on tonight's flight. Thanks so much, guys. I'll look forward to seeing you all again on our next live stream. Massive thanks, as always, to our EasyJet SimPilot channel members. And yeah, until next time, guys, look forward to seeing you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.